Hi guys, buyer's guide to the S1600 Fiesta Mk7, produced from 2010, few registered 2012. 2010s are usually 120 bhp, 2011, 2012 usually 134. The way to tell? Exhaust. Yeah, twin barrel on the 134, but you can't usually see it on the 120s unless of course it's been modded. So faults, let's have a look. Driver's seat, that's a fault we had an hours. Took the seat forward. People getting in, lean on it like that, put some weight on it, puts all the stress on the underneath, and for some reason bends the mechanism underneath. So what we found with ours was it stuck in the forward position as far forward as possible, so that was a bit of a pain, but we haven't had any trouble since we got it fixed. Don't know what my guys did, but rather than spending £300 on the seat frame, he managed to sort it out. But he says be careful, it is a fault with them. Other than that, the mats, Ford Motorsport mats, come with the S1600. They'll generally last about 12,000 miles. That's what happens. They wear through. I just bought a cheap set of mats and fastened a foot padding, heel padding, so they're lasting okay. I'll have to excuse the state of my cat and use a fettle. While we're in here, ODB port behind there. If you're getting a keyless one, my advice is to move it or buy one of the dummy ports that you can get. So if anybody happens to break in, they plug the device in, making the car think it's got a key, but of course it doesn't work. Other than that, it's the only thing to watch, your keyless. The other thing that's happened with ours, washers backed up. The motor burnt out, changed the motor, didn't do anything, didn't sort it. So couldn't figure it myself, took it down to the garage and apparently reset of the ECU, and eventually got it to work, but it can burn the switch out as well, so that can be another issue. Other than that, not much else to report on the heated seats, of course, leather seats, heated, they're fantastic. Just check out they work okay. We've had no problem with ours whatsoever, mind you, we don't use them much. Wheel bearings, suspension, springs, 7 years old now, can't really see under there, but 7 years old now, and they're rusting in the spring seat, so that's causing a problem, and they're breaking at this age. I think about 90 quid a pair, so I've had a pair on the front but not on the back, but that's just one of them things. Boot, no issues in the boot, apart from the back here, there's a big hole, and all the stuff that you put in the boot vanishes down there. We've put a spare wheel in ours, all boxed up, but we've put a spare wheel in ours because you usually get a big circular thing with a pump and some stuff that you pump into your tyre, but I thought that if you slash your tyre that's no good, so we just bought a tyre off eBay. You can buy a boot storage bin for about 40 quid, genuine Ford, just slots in there and that stops all your garbage from dropping down there. Other than that, they should sound fairly sweet. I mean, ours has done just 40,000 miles. But if you're looking at one that's been well maintained, it should be nice sweet motor. Shouldn't rattle or anything like that. She's running cold at the moment, that's hence a fast tick over. But sweet as a nut, no problems. So as long as you've got regular oil changes. The other thing is, we're talking about the engine's the Duratec, not the EcoBoost, which they're having the 1 litre EcoBoost, having all sorts of trouble with them. Overheating, cracking cylinder heads, cracking pistons even. So this isn't that, this is a Durotorque engine, and far more reliable. I should expect 200,000 miles out of this with no bother, as long as you keep them well maintained. Other than that, it's not fair to compare it with EcoBoost ST. They're just a different animal altogether. I've got one of them, and gearbox is sweet, 6-speed, nice, neater, tighter change. Clutch is a bit lighter, obviously a lot quicker, but you're giving away 50 brake horsepower to a standard one, so that's understandable. But up against the Mark 6 ST, I would say they're good. It's a good. I've driven them both, and I would say it's as good as anything. It's as good as the Mark 6 ST. Nice slick gearbox, sweet engine that revs. It's a lovely revving engine. So I would have no qualms about thinking anyone that's had a Mark 6 ST wouldn't be happy with one of these. Obviously the youngest ones now are 8 years old, so it's getting on a bit, but they're carrying their age well. They're quite popular in the being modded. There's not many standard ones seem to be left at the moment. I mean, there was 1100 made, 650 white, blue with white stripes, 550 white with blue stripes, so there's a few less white ones. It's getting rare at roads now. The mats, so I was on about, I don't think I mentioned it earlier, but the mats you can't buy anymore. They're no longer available. When you first bought them, you didn't come with mats. You had to apply to Ford for them. You got, from what a friend of mine says, you get a note when you bought the car, and you had to actually apply for your mats, which meant, I mean, I managed to drop on a set brand new on eBay for 50 quid, but they're like rocking horse doodah, and my mates searched everywhere, couldn't find any on any of the Ford microfeatures all over Europe, so they're just not about. So if you buy one, the mats are in, it's a bonus. If not, keep your eyes peeled for a sec. Other than that, guys, good car. They don't rust. No rust issues whatsoever. I mean, as I say, this has done 7 winters now. Places where you'd expect it to rust in the seams on the old days, on the old Fiestas. They just don't. They're absolutely, they're well rust proofed. I mean, I've greased underneath this, and it's absolutely bang on. So I would say goodbye. This test could this could also account for you know, certain things. The ZetecS, it could apply to, and to a certain extent, the ST in certain versions. But anyway, that's my take on life with the S1600. And all in all, not much to go wrong. I've had mine 3 years and I'm loving it. So, hope you've enjoyed it. It's only a quickie, but any comments, let me know. Cheers.